Hello and welcome to the Gateway Circuit in America. We've got the long version of the circuit today, so it gives us the extra little loop back round on ourselves and back onto the banking again. Today's race is going to be a 25-minute race on the custom date of the 14th of April 2024, starting at 11 o'clock. Real time progression, real weather, a standing start. We're allowed pit stops, but we won't need it. And a default progressing circuit. Our opponents will be all COPA-B because the track is limited to 31 garage slots, so not really enough to have a multi-class race in this circuit layout. We've got 118 skill level, a 0.93 wet skill scaler, medium aggression, and ×2 mistakes. So, very important, 1 by fuel usage, 4 times tyre wear. 4 times tyre wear is because it's a legacy of some testing I've been doing for endurance races, but it seems to be working, so just something to bear in mind, 4 times tyre wear. So, without further ado, let's get trackside and let's go racing. It's a cracking start. Part of the Puma. To take his line away there from the left-hander. Looks like Dan's making a break for it, nice and early. Bit tight to the wall there. That's definitely our part of the circuit there, isn't it? Scrappy. Ooh, opportunity ahead. Get a good exit, which we haven't. Nasty. Calm down, Andrew. Calm down. It looks like the gap to Daniel's been clawed back, so that's encouraging. Easy. Ooh. Easily better than this. That's what I tried to get on the previous lap and completely balls it up. He's still there. How was he hanging out around the outside there like that? We only just hung on to that. It's off there, Andrew. I feel tense. I need to chill out a little bit, I think. So I dropped the Puma a little bit. That's 3 against 2 if I can just get there to join Daniel. That was pretty sweet. See if we can get in there. bit closer, aren't we, in this lap? Sneaky. Oh, can we get Daniel as well? No. Right, let's close that off. We lost out a little bit there, didn't we? Oh, we did gain a place, so we got track position, so I'll take that. A bit too quick in. I don't think that the yellow Uno's out of this yet. And that Puma's not a million miles away either. Need to be a bit wary here, I think. This track is very, very hard on the front tyres. Well, certainly a lower car anyway. If I'd have been on my own, I could have styled that out, but I really didn't want to hit them in the K&N Uno. I didn't want to hit them, so panic stations there a little bit. Yeah, you reckon? I'd say so. What a scrappy lap. So I'm right on my edge of ability. I am overreaching. I do still have the rich fuel mixture available to me. We're currently on normal mixture. But lap time wise, it's about right, isn't it? And if I ever drop back, it's because I've made a mistake, which is how it should be, so I don't really want to resort to using it if I can help it. Even if it screws him up for this next corner, it's worth it. Oh, I was hoping for the cutback. Never came. Maybe here. Scrappy, but effective. Well, a good race though. Even though I'm struggling, it's been a really good race. Nice exit, but I don't think we can use it. No, not going to be able to use it. Awesome, this is great. I couldn't really tell you why, but I've got this feeling that the race is starting to come my way. Even though I'm sat here in third and the gap's not really changing a huge amount, it feels like it's coming my way. I was hoping for the cutback again. Untidy again. I'm not sure it's possible to make a neat move in there. Easy. Too fast. That worked quite nicely actually. Okay. So you can use that first apex just a little bit if you get the car weighted right. Come on. This is going to happen. It's going to have to happen in that second corner, the first really tight right, isn't it? I don't see anywhere else I can do it, really. Yeah. Be a bit closer though than that. That's a bit cheeky. He slowed right down then. It's a bit dirty, if that was intentional. I would hope they're not programmed to do that. Scrappy? Yeah, I would hope they're not programmed just to park it on the apex and basically balk you. That would be... Yeah, I wouldn't want to see dirty tactics being programmed into the AI. It is the first time I've ever noticed it, to be fair. A bit closer this time, aren't we? He's got a better exit. We've got him. We think we've got him. Oh, we haven't got him. We haven't got him. This is the last lap now, coming up. brother. No. This is going to be tight, this. Yes. Nice. Brilliant. Awesome. I enjoyed that. That was great. Right, let's have a look at the times. That was good fun, that. Right, right, skip. Pull down that. Okay, so I got it by 0.092. Nice. So best lap of a 39.1 down to the 39.8. But Daniel never really had a tow, did he? And he was always in with a race with someone. So that's kind of fair enough. And I definitely had a tow at the start of the race. And also, you're always going to set your best laps at the start of the race because the tyres take an absolute pounding here as well. So yeah, so 39.1, 8, 6, 5, 3, 5, 8. Yeah, it's quite spread around, isn't it? That. Yeah, and also look at the field spread as well. So Dan and I were very close. Second, third, fourth, fifth were, sorry, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth were very close, and there's a massive gap to seventh. I wonder if there was some sort of drama kicking off. But let's get into the replay because there's a few things I want to talk about. We'll see you in a second. I really enjoyed that. It's an unusual little circuit, this one, but it's a very enjoyable circuit to drive. It's a circuit you can't afford to overdrive here. If you overdrive, you're going to find yourself wearing out your front tyres very, very quickly. It's one of those circuits that you really do need to pay attention to just how you're driving the car. You mustn't push it too fast. It's because if you do, the right front tyre will just give up and you will have nothing left coming into the race. It's alright to push, you can push as hard as you like in qualifying, but you do it in the race and you'll wish you hadn't within 5 or 6 laps, I'd have said. Got a few things written down. So we had quite a big advantage in the first sector. Well, that's only really, sorry, the first 2 corners really. The first long left coming up here and then into the flick to the very, very tight right-hander. And that transition between the left into the tight right, we'll see it here. You'll see us close up on the K&N Uno very, very quickly. That little section there, that's where all our time is found, and there's a lot of time there, but then the rest of the lap we bleed everything that we gain away to be basically level pegging come the end of the lap. But it did make for some good opportunities for overtaking, and didn't really give the others much opportunity to attack us back, which kind of worked out quite nicely, and it evened up very, very nicely. The curbs here are really aggressive. You've got to be very, very careful here on the curbs because they'll chuck the car up in the air very, very quickly, very, very easily as well. You haven't got to do very much wrong, and it will really upset the car. and you lose all your speed as soon as you do that. Just there, bonk, you lose all your speed, and then you got to build it all back up again, and it makes it very awkward. So the best thing to do is just to keep off them as much as you can. And it's easier said than done because the car is constantly on the move. Because it's on, you generally find those curbs on the corners you least want them. So you've got the car set up, it's delicately balanced. You can't change your line because it's already been set up for the corner. It's already on a not quite a drift, but you know what I mean. You're on that edge of it going over the top of the slip curve of the tyres. So excuse me. So you got to be really, really careful that you get everything set up correctly, so that you don't need to adjust or even try and adjust. Also, with this sort of circuit as well, especially in the little chicane coming up after this long left-hander after the banking. So you'll find that there's quite a few corners where one corner leads into the next, and if you get the first one wrong, it just gets worse and worse. So this one here, it was better to take the first part of the chicane, the left part of the chicane, slower and exit tighter, so you could then get a better run out of the right hand down into here. So that's something to bear in mind as well, that it's one of those tracks where you can sacrifice one place to gain immediately in the next, which most tracks have, but this really does show it up nicely, and actually you can see it in a racing situation where you can actually use it for your own gain. I suspect, but it's not a massive sample set yet, but I suspect I might need to knock Daniel's pace back a little further and increase the AI maybe to 119. We're slowly creeping back up to 120 again. However, I've got a feeling, so because we've got tyre wear at times 4, I've got a feeling that actually the Mini just doesn't use its tyres as hard as the other cars do. So, because and it might be something to do with the fact we've got a teeny tiny fuel tank, so the car isn't as heavy. So that might have something to do with it. But it's difficult to say. It's not. So I'm gonna persevere a little bit more and see how we get on with it. But the times for tyre wear was to try and get an endurance race where I've still got fuel enabled, to try and force the other cars to have to make a pit stop. Yeah, we'll see how that works out in a later video, I suspect. But it was quite clear that at the start of the race, the other AI cars, other than Daniel, were hustling Daniel, and then as soon as sort of half of the race was done and into the second half of the race, we were gapping them quite quickly. So maybe their tyre wear was starting to hit them harder than us. Not really sure, but my lap times didn't really change, so their pace definitely dropped off. So there's, in fact, the more I think about it, it probably is more related to the tyre wear than it is anything else. So you may or may not have noticed the car setup was on a bit of a knife edge. So if I was just doing a single lap, I would change the setup. I would stiffen the front of the car and I would try and balance it so I could attack the braking zones, because there's a few braking zones where you're turning at the same time. So I would definitely run it harder on the front so I could attack those braking zones with a bit more aggression. However, over the course of a race, it murders your front tyres even more. So the best compromise was actually to run the front of the car very, very soft, which is actually my standard setup, but it's to run the front of the car very, very soft. And then basically drive the car mindfully on the brakes and be careful and just live with that back of the car just moving around a little bit. And so the back of the car, when you run it stiffer on the front, it still moves at the back of the car. But when you run it softer, you have to be more careful with how you apply your brakes. So it's not an easy car to race when it's like that. But it is, over the course of a race, faster because it helps the front tyres out better. It keeps them in better condition, and it means you haven't got to run as much lock later in the race because you're not pushing as much. You're not having to use as much lock to get around the same corner. So that seems to help a lot over the course of a race distance. So just trying to get back on the list again. So it's been a bit quiet this week. I've been working on another video about the force feedback profiles. It's very much a work in progress. I'm taking my time with it, but it's been taking up a lot of time. So not been much time for racing actually. I haven't done a lot of racing this week at all. This is actually the first race I've actually done for this week. And after the force feedback one, I've also then got a request to do the COPA mini, like a default versus custom setup style video again. So I'll be looking to do that. That will be, I think, a very different story to the JCW one that's already been released. And then after that, that same person has also said that a vintage touring car version of the Mini would be quite a cool thing to have as well. But they wanted the COPA one first, so we'll be doing that one first. So yeah, busy times ahead. And on top of that, I also would like to try and get some time in with the JCW as well again, because I haven't driven that much since 1.6. I've given it maybe half an hour, so I'd like to give that a bit more time. And I haven't even turned a wheel in the vintage touring car Mini yet, so that'll be interesting as well. So yeah, right, well, I'll leave you there. I think I've bored you enough. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate your support. If you liked what you've seen, please consider liking and subscribing. And until the next time, we'll see you later.